Now I know you focus a lot on, like you said, affordable housing. So give us an insight view into what that looks like, because we hear that term a lot. And so yeah, give us an insight into that, and then how do you go about solving
Yeah,
that?
just my perspective on business in general anyway. My take on it, my input in the whole thing is I focus on affordability of homes. But I believe business should solve a problem, right? And if it can be a benefit to America's a great country. I really believe every working American should aspire to or contribute definitely to the country in some way, contribute to that GDP, if you will. My skill sets make me aligned with affecting home price and cost to the end buyer because I'm a licensed civil engineer, licensed planner, licensed contractor. I bring those skill sets and affordability to me, it means different things, but certainly affordability me is I look at it as household affordability and it's the ability to have clean, safe housing all right, above your head without breaking the bank. That's fundamentally a household can afford it. But that's probably a little bit more numerical, technical definition. But for me is in our generation, in a single generation, a pillar of the American dream is almost out of reach from many of Americans. And that's owning your own home, which is crazy.
Mm.
When I start sawing statistics on this about 10 years ago, I just couldn't be comfortable anymore. I had to go do something, call to serve, if you will. You know what I mean? Which is what your hero community is about and everything like that. Love it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so share with us a little bit about like your fund, your development company, then your home building company. Yeah.
It's three companies, but they're all wrapped together. So I do one thing in my mind. There's just different angles to it from different times of the day and different times of the week. But fundamentally, as a fund, we raise capital to allocate into land projects. We take raw land, we permit it, we can build it or we can exit. And as we build more units, we'll property manage it. So EcoVision Homes focuses on, we call it workforce housing. So this is middle income America teachers, police officers, nurses, whatever have you. We're building homes that hopefully can be at a more affordable price point and accessible to that demographic. They call it the missing middle. They call it the missing middle. So, but to build homes, you need a whole permitting group, right? You need civil engineers, you need contractors, you need planners. So that's where the Karma Development Group comes in. They find land, permit it, raise capital for it, etc. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
And last time, it's been a while since we talked, but last time you were doing 3D homes and stuff. Are you still doing that or
So I tell people we're technology agnostic, right? We've invested a small amount of money in some 3D company, one company, just to hopefully things work out for them and the technology becomes accessible to us. But we're not married to any technology. I think the industry, especially now with labor shortages and different things like that popping up seemingly, I think there's going to be some evolution in construction, frankly and take many forms, both from materials to tools. And yeah, we're interested in 3D. We're keeping tabs on it. Would love to do it, but there's about five different technologies that we could use. The nice thing that we do in-house is we do engineering design. So if we need to switch to 3D printing, we can switch our plans tomorrow. By tomorrow, they're ready to do something else.
like I know you guys have, you said 550 new units. Are they just all
Yeah, pipeline.
conventional in the pipeline? Yeah.
No,
Are they
no.
all,
So
no?
No, so we do have some townhome projects, for example, but in Florida, we're more energy efficient construction method we're using. We're going to pass along that savings to the buyer, so the cost of ownership goes down. We're building more hurricane resistant, weather resistant roofs and stuff like that. Again, insurance rates go down. We're going to pass that along. We have a lot of technology stuff that we're working on. So we're a little development company that plays in the tech space. Hopefully, we can execute on that and bring it to the communities we build and actually any community. So we have several things that we're doing there.
You mentioned about five different types of technologies to where the market is going for affordable housing. Let's go into those,
Sure.
especially for a lot. I know for myself, other than 3D printing, I don't really know other besides the conventional building. So share with us a bit about those fives and how they
Well,
differ. And
I'll,
what do you think might be like the leading, is there a technology that you think will really take off?
no, I think really it's really early to call which one will take
Mm,
off, but I'll divide them into two buckets. The
okay.
first is modular off-site type construction. Think about it, pre-built
Mm-hmm.
bathrooms, buildings, and they ship it in and drop it in place and that type of thing. And then they have site-built things, right? There are 3D printers that print on site, for example. They're panelized homes, kits. There's modular walls. So these are not walls that are completely assembled on site. They're assembled off site and they come and you drop them in place. I personally think that and I'm speaking to experts around the country, I personally think the site-built modular, that's what I call it, is
Hmm.
probably going to evolve faster, meaning that panelized things built off-site but assembled on site is where it's going to be for a number of reasons, and I can unpack that briefly if you would indulge me. I'll give you an
Yeah.
example. Conventional framing is stick build, right? So you may need a
Mm-hmm.
crew of 6 people to build a house, but that crew has to be pretty skilled. They have to know what they're doing and whatnot. Now, with all different things going on in the labor space, you can have a wall that's either pre-cut pre-built off-site, brought to the site and assembled in some way. It requires less labor and also less on-site skill set, right? So you may have more entry-level folks that can be just as effective because the real technical skill is done off-site. So I really see a lot of that stuff, particularly for bigger projects, occurring more and more, personally. Yeah.
No, that's really good. I can see that. I can totally see that being, it's an easy one to adopt, right?
And things like 3D printing, they have a place, but I'll give you an example. In a place like Florida, where it rains pretty regularly, imagine printing
Mm,
concrete outside. That's always going to be an interesting situation to control that environment. Or in
mm.
Texas, where it can be pretty hot at times, and the concrete on the outside is going to dry, inside is not going to dry as well, and there may be issues structurally. So, still an early technology could evolve, but I really see a controlled environment in a factory where things are built mostly and then they're shipped. And it's great when you think about US manufacturing and all these type of things. I think there's some opportunities there. Yeah.
I see. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah. And so share with us a bit about your business plan, right? So you mentioned you guys find the land, entitle it, either sell it or build it, and
Yeah.
then maybe even turn it into rental and manage it. So
Yeah.
give us, yeah, walk us through all of each of those like components of your business.
Tim, our strategy is pretty complex. It's taken me a little while to condense it down. We have a lot of different angles. I guess we did different things, and we're now settling on a few key things that we can focus on, if you will. But fundamentally, from the entire development value chain, from pro forma, or sorry, from strategy selection to land selection to conceptual design, whatever it is. We've
Hmm.
tried to improve using lean thinking the entire value chain with the sole intent to be more efficient and reduce cost to our buyers, our tenants, whatever have you. Okay. We use some AI tech to locate land and identify high probability development targets. We've been increasing our skill sets in the capital raising space to take down that land. I love your courses, for example. Excellent stuff, right? I really love recently I was doing some things and I plan to do some more. Anyways, so there's all that. Also from an engineering perspective, getting more lean and efficient. We all know permitting can be a nightmare, right? Bureaucracy of cities and whatnot, but really trying to streamline and utilize resources that's out there, third party companies, whatever have you, to make those things happen. And then on the building side, we have some trademarks, we have some provisional patents on building systems to build about 20% with less cost, 20% faster, right? Without need for, we're not boxable. We don't build a house in an hour or whatever. These are site
That
built
would be a
stuff.
good TV show.
I know. Yeah, yeah. I could say a lot about that, but I won't go there today. Number of homes boxable is built versus their expenditure. But anyway, tongue in cheek. So right through the entire value chain, even on our property management side, we've been working on things. Someone posted the Icon 3D link. I know
Hmm.
people that have worked there and different things like that. So there's technology out there for sure, yeah. But what we don't look at, we're not trying to improve the way you do walls. We're trying to be efficient along the whole way. That's great for many reasons. For investors, we think of ourselves as having two customers, clients that are our investors and customers who are end buyers and tenants and whatever have you. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good. And all of your projects are in Orlando, is that correct?
Yeah, so Central Florida largely, what happened is we strategically like Central Florida. Right now, Florida, basically nationally, prices are softening. We find that Central Florida is doing pretty well relative to the rest of our state. Insurance cost is higher on the coast. Hurricane concerns are higher on the coast. Orlando is the only city that's in the center of Florida. There's a lot of growth here. 1,500 people move here a week. Disney just announced they're investing 17 billion over the next 10 years to add more theme parks and whatnot. So yeah, we're not just theme park city anymore. We've gotten a little bit more techy. A lot of creative EA Sports and these type of places are here. We've gotten a little technology driven as well too, creatively industries here as well. Yeah, we like Orlando. Of course, we love Dallas, right? And we hope to get there as we scale out in our environment here in Orlando.